Hi, it's Chrissy. Today I'm talking about how I ended up at the Elton John AIDS Foundation Black Tie Gala. And here's what happened. Back in the spring, I read this book called Blue Fishing by Steve Sims. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned it a couple times in the videos. And I know I mentioned it to a lot of my friends who kind of were like, okay, great, Chrissy's talking about another great book she's reading, and sort of, ended there. But the book really left this lasting impression on me. And what it is about is Steve, the author, is he's a high-end concierge. He's the guy that when you have millions of dollars, you call him about that bucket list item that you want, and he makes it happen in all kinds of weird and crazy ways. And the book left a lasting impression. So I started following Steve. I signed up for his newsletter. I watched some of his videos. I follow him on social media. And he was having an event in New York City. And part of the event was two parts. One was an all-day training. And the second part was what was the second part? It was the Elton John AIDS Foundation Gala. So I thought about it. It was not a cheap investment, but it was not anything I couldn't afford. I thought about it long and hard, and I decided that I really was interested in what kind of training he was going to offer. From his book and from his social media, it was obvious that he was connected to very smart people in a lot of different spaces. So I wanted to work with Steve. And so I took this opportunity. I signed up for this basically it was actually 1.5 days, because there was a dinner the night before, and it was absolutely amazing. I thought it was going to be really cool going to the Elton John AIDS Foundation, and it was. But the training that I got the day before was the whole value of the thing. Like, it was this awesome training and then a fun night out, instead of, all right, a cool training and a really cool night out. It actually was almost the reverse. I had a little bit more fun, I think, with the training. I mean, not in a like, woo, fun, Sheryl Crow on stage playing music, fun. But just, it was just one of those days where I had aha moment after aha moment. So amazing stuff. That is how I ended up there. I found somebody who I wanted to follow, who had some similar sort of interests and values as me. And that's what and I followed him, and I followed him to an event. When he had something to offer, I bought it because I wanted to be in that seat and learn from him. So there's a lesson in here, is that when you find people who are doing things you want to do, follow them, look at what they're doing, connect with them. And I don't want to go into all the details of all the things that he sort of offered to me and helped me and stuff, but it was like this icing on this cake where I had a lot of ideas that I was trying to implement. He made it easier to do that. So thank you, Steve. And if anybody wants to learn more about blue fishing, let me know and I'll help you out. Thanks.